This Merfolk deck beat out Matt Nass's Pro Tour winning domain deck at a recent tournament, taking first place, while Matt Nass's deck took third. We're going to try it out. It's going to be kind of a quick and dirty video today. I am extremely strapped for time, but this deck is kind of cool and funky. The card that is my favorite here is the Deep Root Pilgrimage, a 2-mana enchantment. Whenever one or more non-token Merfolk you control become tapped, create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature token with hexproof. This is cool because you can actually tap your creatures in a variety of different ways. Easiest way is to play a 1-drop on 1, slam this on 2, and then attack with your 1-drop that of course taps it and creates the token. But if you have the Schooner around, you can also just crew it before combat. That would create a token, and then attack with a Merfolk, then you get a second token. You can also do weird things, just like randomly crew your Schooner on your opponent's end step to tap a Merfolk and create another Merfolk that way. That's pretty cool. And then you also have the Forensic Researcher, which can be used to untap another target permanent, which means you could then tap it again to do stuff. So there's some weird stuff in there. I think this is the coolest aspect of the deck. You can also throw things in the Agatha's Soul Cauldron, so you can throw your Mindspring Merfolk in there and turn any of your creatures into, creatures that have the exhaust ability as well to draw a bunch of cards. The Hexcatcher is a flash lord. Other Merfolk you control get +1/+1, which is kind of cool. And also, if you throw this in the Cauldron, then all of your creatures have the activated ability that you can sack a Merfolk and counter target non-creature spell unless his controller pays 1. This is kind of cool. Could play around some sweepers in an interesting way this way. We also got 4 copies of Kiora, the Rising Tide in here. 3 mana, 3/2. Draw discard is nice. Fills the graveyard for Soul Cauldron. And then if you attack, you can potentially make an 8/8 Octopus if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard. So this is the gist of the deck. It was played in a best of 3 tournament. I am actually going to run it in the play queue. The play queue. You guys have never seen me play anything in the play queue ever. Standard play? Best of 1? Yeah, this next week, last 2 weeks have been pretty crazy. It was basically all the pre-qualifier events leading up to the qualifier tournament, leading into the rank 1 mythic video, into the anime series, which I'm still working on and have to release the other video for that. I'm going to try to do it at 5 p.m. today if I can. But the schedule for the next week is kind of crazy, which I will explain as we play, I guess. We're on the draw. We keep this. Let's do it. Let's have some Merfolk fun here. It's mono red in the play queue. Why? 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 This is why we need to purge all mono red players from this earth. What are you doing in the play queue, my dude? Get out of here. Cool. So today is Saturday, March 29th, which means it is actually already the next best of 1 play-in event for the next qualifier tournament. I think we're pretty happy to block this thing here. So that's what I should be doing with today. I also need to edit the next anime video. I know not all of you are into the anime thing, but I've already committed to that timeline pretty heavily, so it's got to get done at this point. And then tomorrow is Sunday, March 30th, which means it is another opportunity to qualify for the next qualifier event. If I finish top 250, which I have never tried to do before, it could potentially be even harder to hit top 250 at the end of the month versus rank 1 mythic at the beginning of the month. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we're trying to ban this card. This brings us to the next point, which is Monday, March 31st, is potentially the next Wizards of the Coast banning announcement. Good God, if we see the mouse go, I would be so thrilled. I'm not expecting it to be. I'm basically expecting Monstrous Rage to get banned and maybe nothing else from Red. But boy, if they banned the mouse as well, I'd be really quite thrilled. I guess we just go Kiora here. Feels like we're very far behind against free Double Strike every turn. If one of these tap lands can go for sure. I guess we have a lot of tap lands coming through here. So that's the ban announcement. It would also be the ladder reset that day. So if I wanted to produce another rank 1 mythic video, which is again like a huge kind of monumental 10-hour effort, I could do that on that day. And then I think April 2nd is the early access event for Tarkir, because there's a set release this week too, which is another 7-hour event. Goodness gracious. You have Monstrous Rage too. I mean, we basically just lost this game. Do we block the mouse? Rage up? I guess we trade. I guess we have to. So since there's a new set release, in theory, I should also be preparing a set review, which is very time consuming. That's like a 3-hour endeavor minimum. Maybe 6 hours. If I spend 3 hours reading the cards, to get, you know, my thoughts in order, and then another 3 hours to film it. It's really quite time consuming, so that might have to be all one go. Maybe I just give you my first initial takes, and it's a little less thoughtful, but less time consuming for me. And then I think either I guess next Friday would be the best of 3 play-in event for the next qualifier tournament, and then that weekend would be the qualifier tournament. So this is pretty crazy. This is like a lot of effort to put in over the next week. So this is why I'm strapped for time today. Why we've entered the play queue with Merfolk only to get paired up against Mono Red. Jeez Louise. Anyway, that's kind of a lot of talking. I hope you guys have been well. It's been a while since I've had the time or like the mental bandwidth to kind of read through the comments and chill and hang out with you guys. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of that today. Opponent's on the play again. Let's see if it's Mono Red again. No, it's Dimir. It's Pixies in the play queue. In the freaking play queue. I guess it's a good Floodmaw target. But I think we want to get our Merfolk down here. Floodmaw a different turn. Maybe hit an untap land for the Cura. We already have one. I don't know that we need the next one per se. Like, bouncing the token is great, but bouncing anything else is basically terrible. Well, it would have been useful. Let's see if they're stuck on one land, though. Nope. Grim Bubble? Duress. Take my Floodmaw. Okay. Yeah, the past like week or two, yeah, the comments have been overwhelmingly positive. Pretty much about everything. I mean, you guys have liked all the tournament play, lead up to the tournament play. A lot of you guys really like the anime video, which makes me happy inside because I think it's super silly and a cool thing that I don't think anyone has done with Magic the Gathering before. In my mind, it's like a glaring hole. Like, if you grew up liking Yu-Gi-Oh!, I don't know why Magic the Gathering has not produced a Yu-Gi-Oh!-esque anime series. I feel like that would be an extremely easy win, and the fan base would absolutely love that. So that's kind of the hole I want to fill. We have to see how it does in general. It's like a weird YouTube algorithm thing to like find the right audience for it. Like, you guys aren't inherently the right audience for this content. You guys, you know, want your spiky competitive play. I think that's, you know, largely why some of these people are here. But I want to find the Yu-Gi-Oh! Lovers of the world, because in theory, they could really like this stuff. So we want to tap the Scout here, and we can flash in the Hex Catcher, even though they know about it. But it at least gives us a blocker. All the way back. So you can tap. And if they make a mistake, we can flash in the Hex Catcher. Maybe they don't read our cards. Yeah, they don't bother reading our cards. Oh, they'll double block. Alright, we'll still go for it here. Eat the Fear. Surveil. Triple Cure. I mean, I don't think we need this at this stage of the game, yeah? We don't really have enough mana to draw a bunch of cards. They scoop. I think they're just sad that they got blown out by the Hex Catcher. We'll take the win. But yeah, I think the anime thing is super fun. It's interesting. Some of the comments, like, are totally fair. I mean, they're all 99% are like, this is awesome and epic, and this is very much Seto Kaiba. It did paint me a little bit into a box to play such a serious character. I think there's less margin for error when you're like the evil, super serious character. Because if you play a silly character, there's more margin for like making mistakes or being goofy. Like, you could have had a totally different reaction to the mono red player lightning striking the industry. Like, you can't script that better. And if I was allowed to laugh, like, I think it could have also made really engaging content. But since I've kind of bottlenecked myself into the serious character, at least for like these first 3 episodes, it's interesting to play around with. I think I do make a good Seto Kaiba. Like, I've got the what is it? Yugi. Like, I think I got the decent voice for it, so it's fun. We're on the play. We got some decent looking mana here. Keep this. I guess Scout always comes on. Oh, we can't actually Scout on 1. That's okay. We can Scout on 2, or Scout will come down later, I guess. We can get the Schoonster down as well. Against the Watchwolf. Okay, we start on blue. And get the sucker down. Warden of the Inner Sky. It's Boros Convoke. I think we just go Schooner here and no attacks, I guess. what Soul Cauldron's doing yet. Okay. So, like, if we had the enchantment down, not that this is necessarily logical at this time, but you can just randomly power up the schooner on your opponent's turn to get that extra 1/1. Dude goes for the early removal spell. Okay, I guess let's make a blocker here. Can at least ward off the Warden of the Inner Sky. Fast land, Scout plus Soul Cauldron. Put a counter on like the schooner, give it abilities. Or Mockingbird. Copy the Scout doesn't seem so productive. All right, I think we'll do that. I think we'll do this. Yeah, it's a good card. Scoon away. Okay. I think we like this card on top. We'll go to blocks here, I guess. It's weird that the Soul Cauldron does compete with Cure, I guess, for exiling stuff from the graveyard. I think we'll just take the +1 counter, though, and push for damage. I don't know if we're really going to tap the schooner to use the activate ability. So we're just adding a little bit of damage there. Inspector. Also, don't craft Hazoret, by the way. Someone said that in the comments, and I was like, no, wait, don't blow your Mythic WoW cards. And like, no, I'm good, dude. I saw your Hazoret video. None of the Egyptian God cards are crazy good. Ketchamos has like found some interesting homes. You'll go 50-50 with that card. All right, so we begin here. We could hit an untapped land for the Mockingbird. We don't. We don't do that. I don't know that we take any more land here. I think both of these things can go. Okay. And we're at 18. Yeah, I think we just Schoonster up. Get him, boys. Another Kiora. We probably don't need that, right? And we could also eat it off the Cauldron here. Pump the Scout, I guess. Creature card, yeah. All right. Down to 8. Of course, we could take an entire turn off to draw a card and put a +1 counter on Merfolk, but it feels like right now we're being kind of aggro. It feels like we are out aggroing them. Warden of the Inner Sky. Another case. All right. Kiora down, presumably. I guess we can play the Mockingbird and power up the schooner again. I mean, that is lethal if we can find a way to get rid of the Warden. Not sure what to make of the Velocipede here. Each other vehicle and creature you control enters with an additional +1 counter. Its mana value is 4 or less. Otherwise, there's additional 3 additional. Okay, well, we can do all the things here, which isn't so bad. You are Merfolk, yeah? Yeah, we're still good on mana, even if we name Merfolk here, so I guess that's the play. If we do this first, then the Mockingbird will enter with counters. X equals 0. Get the ETB, hit another land. We present lethal 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They don't have lethal on the crackback. I mean, I think we go for it here. I mean, if they top deck the Knight Errant, they probably win no matter what. Yeah, I think we keep pushing here. As opposed to leaving a blocker back. Are you good? If we bin you, we can eat you, which is fine. I don't know if we want to top deck this card, though. It's really slow, right? I think you're better, like, in the Cauldron, maybe. It's a 3-mana 1/3, right? Let's shove you in the Cauldron. Opponent drops to 3, and we'll see if they can find lethal this turn. They have 11 damage, so they need 2 more damage. Yep, that'll do it. But if they have that, they're pretty much going to win no matter what, so I don't think it's worth it trying to hold blockers back for that turn. I mean, that's just going to be a game if they have the finishing combo move. We'll see if I can dig through. Problem with the types of comments recently is that they're all just like super nice, but they're not necessarily like engaging, thoughtful, thoughtful bits. But I'll see what I can find that's fun to read here. Love the video, so glad it's finally out for the first anime video. Epic ending. Oh, this is actually to the qualifier tournament weekend. Yeah, I mean it was a fun run for sure. Dr. Derp. That's on my rank 1 mono black video though. BR1978 says games might become a lot more interesting with the ban list for Monday. Great video. Love to watch you play and construct. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Surveillant on the play. You probably don't keep this. More surveillance. With blue, no 1-drop. We go Schooner on 2, and then hopefully hit another land. I think that's fine. Yeah. Do we keep the Researcher? Or keep the Cauldron? Researcher's weird. I feel like you want it in the graveyard. I don't even know if you want to play it out. I think we'll try to keep the... I think we'll try to keep the Cauldron here. I think we just want the next land to hit Cure on time, right? Ideally. Turn 2 Schooner, ideally hit land for turn 3 Cure. Seems decent. Attack with the Schooner. Green Rabbits. It's not a land. I mean, we could try to hit with the Spelunker here. How good is Cure versus the Schooner? We could still top deck it. I think we're going to go for the Schooner here. We'll see how it goes. We can always Spelunk next turn and hope to hit the land that way. Yeah, I mean, my prediction for the ban is Monstrous Rage and Melt the Beanstalk. I am not sure anything else will be banned. I would love to see the Manifold Mouse go. I would love to see the Screaming Nemesis go. Not because... oh, we hit the land too. That's nice. Not because it's, like, crazy busted. I just don't, like... I just think it's not a... I don't think it's a play pattern anyone really wants. We don't really need the land. We could shove someone in the Cauldron. Like, you can go for sure. I don't know how good double spelling is, though. We could bin both lands. We could bin the extra Cure, too. They probably can't kill it. Maybe it's like this. Seems reasonable to me. Schoonster on the play. I guess we're trying to attack on the play. We'll see how hard we get punished. I think you can probably go in the Cauldron next turn, maybe. Yeah, Nemesis, I just don't like that the shutting off the life gain for the rest of the game. I don't really like it. I feel like shutting down what's supposed to be counterplay to red just like doesn't really make the game better. Another Rabbit. At least we're not seeing any double strike yet. Board of the face. Okay. If we Cauldron this turn, untap another target permanent you control. You can untap the Cures and try to block with it, which is interesting. Or we just play a giant Spelunker here. I mean, currently they trade with the Cura, which is a little annoying. So I guess if we hold open the Cauldron, we get around that a little bit. I don't know if they will trade, but I think that's maybe worth it. So we'll just Spelunk for 1, I guess. Wait, hold on. Who played land late this turn? Yeah, we did. Okay, we'll Spelunk for 1. On the Paw Patch Recruit, not so good. I don't think we keep that one. 4, 5, 6, 7 damage on the Crackback. I think we're still trying to go here. Do we? Okay, another one. Okay. I mean, we'll do this. I think we'll take you. Who do we want to untap with, though? Like, if we use this ability, we could just shove for damage here. We could, like, attack with Cure and then untap her to block on the way back, but that's not, like, that good. I think we're just going for damage right now. Like, I'm not really sure who we want to use this ability on. Target permanents. You can untap lands with this too. If you have some weird combo you can do. Yeah, there's a Nemesis. And a Beastie that's not turned on at all. Still. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. Drop us to 2 potentially. But we pretty much have lethal on the crackback, so I don't really know about that move. We need a creature in the graveyard, which we have. It's just lethal, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. Doesn't matter how we do it. Okay. That was a cool game of Magic. 8 damage. Kick a creature. And 9 damage, and you cannot block. This is a play queue thing. This is a play queue thing. I don't think you would see that in ranked Mythic Standard. But it still feels better to win than to lose versus Screaming Nemesis and Gruul and aggro in general, so I ain't too sad about it. It's pretty interesting this deck won the tournament. Obviously we're playing best of 1 and not best of 3, just because I don't feel like I had the time to prepare it for best of 3. Like, I think I probably need to play a little better and be a little more mindful of what's going on. And I didn't do research to see if there's, like, this really strong combo I'm supposed to know about. Like, maybe I'm supposed to be untapping and retapping a bunch of stuff. Just did not have quite the time to do that. But yeah, I'm excited for the ban list, too. We'll see what happens. We're on the play. We have a 1-drop and a tap land. We could scout on 1, I think. And try to hit the next untapped land. Because if we can go Pilgrimage on 2, I really like that play sequence. Nice. That's great for us. I think we're going to do that. Azorius, potentially combo, we don't know. Merfolk, Pilgrimage. 10 to 19. Alright, it is combo. Can we beat that? We have no... Oh, we do have Graveyard Hate. If we hit the Soul Cauldron, we actually do win. So I think that's goal number 1, right? Aggressively dig to Soul Cauldron. We don't really have great ways to do that, though. So I think it's just this, sadly. I mean, Cure will help us dig. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Alright, leave that on top. I don't think that changes what we're doing here. And now we hope they don't leave open 3 mana for the counterspell. We hope they tap out. Still got a temporary lockdown, but this is like... This is our chance. They don't lock down here. That's awkward. I mean, we want to see them tap out somehow here. But there's no real way to force them to do that. Maybe they would tap out against a Cura. I mean, they have the Riddle in hand too, so I don't think we can go for that per se. So I guess that means we're going to Cura this turn. Because I think we need the Agatha Soul Cauldron to resolve uncountered. Pilgrimage wouldn't work. We got a bunch of little 1/1s. We could hold into the Flood Maw. I think it's just Cura though. Into the Flood Maw gives us 1 out to bounce the creature. I think it's not good enough. I think I'd rather just go Cure here. Maybe they counter it? I don't know. Nah, they don't need to. We're not putting on enough pressure. Velocity feels weird. Feels too slow, right? Just a trample. We want to shove creatures in the cauldron potentially. At least 1 creature can probably go here. And I think we can try to double spell with the Merfolk and the Heads Catcher next turn. If they don't tap out, or we can get the Soul Cauldron online. All right, let's just see if they mill it here. No. And they bin another counterspell. So if 2 counters are down, we can assume they don't have it, I guess. And we can go for the Soul Cauldron here. In fact, they may discard it right here. There it goes. But they have no counterspells open for the Soul Cauldron. So that's a freebie. We don't need to do it now. We're not going to take a creature. So we're just going to attack all here, basically. And play the Merfolk and the Cauldron. Unless we have lethal secretly. 5, 6, 12 damage. Oh, actually... Oh, they could still bounce, though. It's probably too risky to go for the Hexcatcher. Yeah, I think we're just going to go for the Cauldron. I think that makes the most sense here. They could Dispersal, yeah. Yeah, okay. But you are tapped out, so we do get the Soul Cauldron here. Another Dispersal. Sure. We could actually use the Hexcatcher to just, Oh, that's interesting. Wait, if we do this instead... Sacrifice a Merfolk. Counter target's non-creature spell unless the controller pays 1. Oh, that's really bad for them, right? We sack a token? Or 2 tokens and just counter their Awakening? That's so annoying, right? Counter target non-creature spell unless the controller pays 1? That feels like the play, right? This has got to be insanely annoying here. I don't even think we have to hold open the Soul Cauldron. Yeah, okay. That's pretty cool. I hadn't thought to use it quite that way. I was thinking mostly to use it against sweepers, but being an absolute pain in the ass to the Awakening spell and sacking like infinite tokens seems like another really good use of that card. That was quite satisfying. Yeah, that's cool. I said in my last set release video, I was like, who wants Merfolk? Are any of these Merfolk going to be any good? Like, the new rare 1-mana 1/1 with the exhaust seems really expensive. Like, who wants that? And I don't think, you really want to run this deck in Best of 1 Standard, because I think you get run over by Mono Red. But it's cool to see someone found a home for it and played it in a tournament and did well. Like, you always like to see new cards showing up. Axel Katakafroned says, 2 minutes into the video, and it's already the best one I've ever seen. Thank you. There is for sure an audience to the anime content. It's just a question of, like, how do I find it? And maybe it's a different channel, too. Maybe enough of you guys don't like it here that you're like, okay, I get what you're doing, but put it somewhere else. Double blue with no scout. We go Schooner on 2 and hope to Cure on 3. Or on the draw, too. Could Floodmaw on 1. I think I will keep this. We'll see how it goes. Alright. Floodmaw is actually pretty good against Boros. Cool. Yeah, we'll bounce the sucker, I guess. It's not the ideal bounce target, but we want to tap out this turn for the Schooner, so... I don't know. Well, we're kind of out of gas. We either need a land for Kiora, or we're like another bounce spell. It's definitely not the ideal start versus red. Oh, an old school Scoundrel. Perhaps like a budgety, throw together whatever we got kind of deck. In the play queue. Yeah, not that budgety. It's a challenger. To the face. It's not a relevant card. Alright. There's no way to make crazy use of this. Any creature on the battlefield. Okay. So we could become a challenger here, I guess. If we become a copy of the Scoundrel, I guess we got a treasure though, yeah? Which seems relevant. We can also cast the Scout this turn. It's a little bit risky. I think it's reasonable though. Hopefully we hit a land here. Never didn't have it. It's blue lands, but it's a land. Could also hold back to block though. What's the point where it's a double strike, right? There's almost no point. Maybe we hold the Scoundrel back and prepare to block the 1/1 with the Scoundrel. Do you help us versus mono red? Almost no cards do, right? Maybe you get us closer to Cura, like an 8/8 would be nice, I suppose. But I don't know what we do against Double Strike. You need the Flood Maul. And you need them not to have Hexproof as well. It's a tap land. Dude is running Valgavoth's Lair here because they want extra enchantments for ethereal armor. I would not run that in your aggro deck. I would run as few to no tap lands as possible, but to each their own. Best Magic video ever on the Kaiba video. Not gonna lie, it was entertaining as hell. It's good comments. People like it. The people that like it probably love it. And the people that don't like it are like, meh. I will offer the trade the Scoundrel, because if they blow the Rage here, I'd rather see it now than on the Double Strike next turn. It's only 3 to the face. There's 1 mana open. They play a hero. Maybe they got no pump spells. Can we win? It's probably Kiora time regardless. We could hit an untapped land for a scout here. I guess next Kiora can go in the fast land. Yeah. 5 cards down there. This gets us to 6. We're close to 7. I think that's our goal here. If they have no pump spells, let's see, what does this do? Non-creature, non-land permanents. You control enter, +1 counter. We could hold back the Schooner here to block. Tap the Cura. I think that's fine. I mean, they're a little janky, so they're not like perfect Boros curve out every time. They got some weird Builder's Talent card. They got a weird tap land. I don't think they have any pump spells in hand, at least from last turn. So maybe we can Schooner, block a Double Strike Challenger, trade, and have it not be the end of the world. That also put a great card in the graveyard, so we can attack with Kiora and get the 8/8, which could be very good if they are stumbling on, you know, pump ethereal armor stuff. Non-creature, non-land permanents. Another Builder's Talent. Okay, I mean, I'm not super dissatisfied with this. Trigger the Valiant. It's a land. We're at 14 life, not at 13. Oh, that's it. That's the regular advantage land. Are we double blocking you? It turns on Kiora, so I guess the answer is basically yes. If they blow it out, there's stick here too. It's honestly not the end of the world. 2 blocks. If they have nothing, if they had nothing, it's okay. We'll, I think I top decked it because I don't think there was stick on the prior turn. Cool. I like that. I mean, we get an 8/8. It doesn't do anything against mono red, but we do have it. Is there anything any relevant activated abilities? No, but Cura's good. Cura's good. She's as good as we get. Start here. Then this. We do get some blockers. They have trample. Yes, take the action for sure. Is there any reason to get Soul Cauldron down here? Untap target permanent. Tap target creature you don't control could be useful at some point, but I don't think we have to do that right now. I think it's double scout instead. And throw everything to try to block this sucker. How good are you? You're okay. Honestly, Cura's putting in work though. What is the card we most want to see next? Like a Flood Maul could be good. About to get Double Strike. As long as Cura is on the battlefield and fine. Like, we need to attack to the hero. The Cauldron can do that. I'm not aware that we really need this card. Next turn, we're going to play the Cauldron. And we're going to pump the Cura so it survives. We could also flash this thing in. Maybe it's not that bad. Alright, let's keep it on. Like, I think we're going to spend 2 mana next turn on the Cauldron. And if we have 2 more mana, like, we can be mana efficient. I think it's okay. Touching the graveyard, touching the talent. What does this card even do? Return target non-creature non-land permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, so they can get back a Monstrous Rage here for 4 mana, for 5 mana. This would only pump up the challenger by 3 to 8. And they go for double strike instead. That makes sense to me. Joy. Okay, it all goes there. Huh, huh. The armor. At least we're moving to combat first. Let's see if they throw away the 5/5 here. Do they not move to combat? Or they just move to post-combat? Is that what just happened there? Interesting. Well, I was really hoping they would attack into the 8/8, but now they have a 7/7 creature, which kind of sucks. So we basically need the bounce spell here. Or tap target creature you don't control. We can just start tapping their stuff. Like, that feels like the way out of this. Tap the hero. How do we do this? How do we do this without losing the game? Yeeks. Yikes. They all have counters, though. We just don't have infinite fodder in the graveyard, really. I wonder if they block with anything. Do you think they block with a hero? I think we can attack with the 8/8. If they trade, we take 8, which is kind of crazy. But we could put a counter somewhere, and then, yeah, it's easy block. We can still untap this thing and block on the way back. We don't need any mana to do that. We can do all of this at instant speed. So we just chill here. We can flash the Hatch Catcher. We can put a counter on something. And we can tap out 2 things to do some tappy magic. I don't think we're going to win. Like, they have a free double strike and trample every single turn for the rest of the game on all their creatures, you know? Fairly balanced. But we can at least try to do some interesting things here. Yeah, it's really just the researcher. So the question is, are we tapping anyone before combat? They put double strike on the hero. That's very bad, right? So I guess we have to... we have to tap the hero, don't we? Another hero. Great. Two attackers. We need to tap the hero here. We don't want to block with Cure, so we could put the counter on Cure here. The blocking is not good in general. Let's see. We take the researcher here. Yeah, I think we put it on the Kiora this turn. Let me put it here. Okay. And now, tap target creature you don't control. You really have to get tapped. Did you put double strike? First strike and trample. Yeah, first strike is awful. Okay. Not sure it matters here. Evidence 3. You can go, you can go. I don't think it really matters what else we pick here. Mana value 3 or greater. Who's not a mana value land? Okay, sorry. Submit 3. So you're tapped. You have double strike. Now we move to attackers, and we can still untap the 8/8, which I don't think they're going to see coming. So now we can untap another target permanent. We untap the 8/8. We also trigger the pilgrimage, which is kind of cool. Pass to blockers. We each you with the 8/8, right? I think that's all we have to do here. Okay. You are not a merfolk. You are an octopus. First strike. Down to 9. Land. Hero again. Flash you in. We need more cards in the graveyard, though. Anything else to do here? We can attack a permanent, but it's not like... They scoop off of that? That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. You were going to win that game 98% of the time? That's crazy. You threw away the card because you didn't expect the octopus. You were going to win. You have double strike and trample for free every single turn. Like, that is a rage scoop by someone who just gets frustrated. I don't know. That's crazy. We'll take the win again. This is the play queue. That wouldn't happen in the ranked ladder. Okay. We're doing well today. Surprisingly well with this deck. In best of one. Smiley Face says, finally, Dr. Ruckus's MTG rank is the same as his yapping rank. Dude, I haven't yapped for a while. We've been mostly just playing, you know, competitively. But we're doing a little bit of Yap Town today. Very creative. I don't know what this guy's point is. This comment's crazy. Danilo Larade Lima says, trying to support the channel, but I don't like aggro, and I don't like losing to mouse. In the video is an aggro deck, this is the Slesny Rabbits deck, that goes from 1 to 3 against mouse opponents, not sure what that means, and the number 1 thing doesn't mean much to me, the rank 1 thing. I don't want to be negative, but I just want you to know that I prefer it when you play with mono black mid or overlords or omni. Imagine Final Fantasy players playing Magic only to move to mice. I am not only going to play mono black overlords or omniscience because you want that. Like there's no world in which that happens. There's no world in which I just never play any kind of aggro deck again. And if you can't support the channel, like I don't really know. I can't help you. You're unhelpable. We're on the play here. Yeah, we keep this, right? We go scout into top deck the land into the pilgrimage. Right? Never didn't have it. I only want to see you play mono black, domain, or omniscience. Most people don't even like omniscience. We hit the untap land. That's great. I don't think they're going to counter anything, but they already know about this land. So we'll just name Merfolk here. We do take 8 pain land damage, but I feel like blue-white is not going to punish us for that. Alright, get him, boys. To the face. Here we go. Oh, okay. All right. So we don't really need the cauldron here. The next pilgrimage is always very cool. Schooner is okay. We could attack with it next turn. But our mana isn't perfect. I think I just want to get the pilgrimage going. I really like this card. I think it's fun. I don't know if it's optimal or not, but I'm going to do it. I'll take a Frail. Don't really need more land here. And just pump up a bunch of tokens every turn. I want to say their 5-mana sweeper doesn't kill creatures with mana value or with power level 2 or less anyway. It's a 3/3. We don't have a way around that yet. Not yet. Researcher could potentially tap it down at some point. Schooner is not even able to get past it. Schooner lets us tap the scout without attacking this turn, which isn't awful. And we don't have enough stuff down here to tap target creatures, so I think it's just Schoonster and Soul Cauldron. We could throw away some 1/1s here, basically. Like, they're basically free. And then we can power up the Schooner with the Scout. Like, that's fine. I don't know. It's okay. Down to 15. I'm not sure our fleet of 1/1 is going to outclass their synthesizer, but they don't have a synthesizer yet. There's no tricky way for us to, like, kill an artifact, shrink it to a 3/3. Oh my gosh. Whenever you sacrifice an artifact or another artifact, you may pay 2. If you do, at the beginning of the next end step, create a token that's a copy of that artifact. Pay 2 to sacrifice this artifact and draw a card. It's a lot of text, my man. Too long, didn't read. Okay, so now we tap the Scout, which triggers our pilgrimages without having to throw away the Scout, because currently our only creature, and there are no creatures to bend to the cauldron. Interesting. This is pretty good, honestly. This pairs really well with the other stuff we got going on. I don't know if we play the next land or not. I think it's fine. Okay. So let's do this again. Get our free attacks, because we populate at 2 per turn, and we're only losing 1 per turn here. Then we play the Velocipede, and then our tokens come in bigger, yeah? And here, do the same Schooner trick on end step. See if he transforms the Smithy. He'd have to get rid of the 5/5 to do that. He does not do it. I think that makes sense to me. I never see the duplicator played. Sack artifact, draw a card. So you can pay 2 and make a copy of it. I mean, they're being slow, which is kind of good for us, because I'm still not aware their sweepers can beat us. Enigma Jewel. Sure, they have a 5/5, but that's it. Okay, my move. We do the schooner trick again. Create some 1/1s. Does it not trigger the velocity? Oh, no, it did. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I think it was a cool sequence. Scooperoonie. Very nice. How are we doing on time? 45 minutes. We got like 1 or 2 more games and then we'll wrap up. This has been a fun video so far. And then we go full on into edit mode to try to edit the second anime episode. I'm looking for 5 p.m. release time, if I can get it done. I'm like halfway through it. I think it's easier than the first one. Damn, man, nailed it. LMFAO, laughing my fat arse off. Hilarious, most entertaining stream I've seen, period. Keep up the great work, liked and subbed. A lot of people were not subbed until I released the Light Yagami video. And I have a lot of comments that are like, all right, I wasn't subbed before, but like this did it for me. I'm subbed now. We're on the play with a 1-drop and a schooner. Yeah, we go. We keep this. I really like the enchantment though. The enchantment that pumps out Merfolk, I think it's quite cool. Okay, I wonder if they would actually block with that. Potentially not, right? Do we care if they kill this thing? I don't think they want to block, right? They just want to animate their thing. I think it's a free attack here. And we can scoon. I don't think they want to block. They want to reanimate their little thing. If they do, I don't think we care. I think it's fine. I mean, if they reanimate a 9-mana 9/9, like, we're pretty sad, so we're happy if they do block. Congrats on rank 1 and sick video. Thank you, Absence9443. Faynot says, in reference to like the anime video, this is the inner monologue of every Magic player ever. Inferno Fire Blast. Oh, dude, you want to know the funniest thing about that video? It's the so a lot of this is kind of like off the cuff because it's really hard to balance. The gameplay is set, but it can be cut and edited and moved around, right? And then the music is really important. Like, I think the music sets the tone. So ideally, you set the script to the music, and then there is like the script itself. And I'm not writing a script because it's really hard to like sequence all those things together. So we probably just go full price Spelunker here for 2. Yeah, it's a good card. I like Kiora. It's weird that she's not always crazy good because it takes a while to get the graveyard filled. Sack the Passage comes in tapped. They could like, you know, cut down or torch the Merfolk. But it ain't happening this turn. Looks like. Oh, the Valgaboth goes down. That's interesting. Anyway, a lot of it's off the cuff. Like, I have a rough idea of what I want to say, but it's not the same. Every time I do a take, like if I make a mistake, I redo the take. Oh my gosh, this card in standard? I feel like this is not a standard card. Kiora, draw discard. Seems fine here. I don't know if we play the Mockingbird or not this turn. As a random 1-mana. Into the Floodmaw is actually pretty good here. I think the Painland can go. I don't know how good the Mockingbird is. We don't have infinite creatures for the next schooner, though, you know? I feel like the Floodmaw is really good, though. We can just bounce this thing. I don't think we need to do it now. We could do it now and get in for 1 more point of damage. It's a little bit silly. Yeah, I think we might as well. I don't think it really changes much. And we get to push 1 more point of damage, which I think is fine. All right, 2 arms. The next cure, I don't need you. Anyway, some of it's off the cuff. So like, you might think the video is cringe or not. I mean, I can understand. I'm like playing a very serious character. But the funniest line to me is the opponent plays a challenger and I'm just talking off the cuff. And I'm like, a challenger. It was a mistake to challenge me. When I hear that back, I think it's so fucking cringe. I think it's funny as shit though. It makes me laugh every time because like, oh my God, this is so stupid. That's my favorite part of the video. I say this because someone commented Asian halfling, Inferno Fire Blast, haha. Yeah, I don't know if I go back and do that again. It doesn't like fit. It kind of fits Hazaret because he's a red creature, which may be fiery, but he's no red eyes black dragon. I don't know. Some of the stuff just coming out of the mouth as it comes. Cruel Claw comes back. We hit the next bounce spell though. I don't think he's gonna like that very much. Mockingbird for X equals 2 can copy. I'm not sure what the point of that is. Ooh, I could copy his Cruel Claw. That's crazy, right? Busted? Broken? Okay. And then we bounce it and swing for 8. Actually, we swing for lethal, yeah? Whew. Sweet. We're at the 51-minute mark. I think it's as good a time as any to stop. A little bit scatterbrained today. I'm in a rush. I have so much to do this week, so forgive me if, you know, it felt a little rushed today. Turns out we had quite a good day and quite a lot of fun in the play queue. In the play queue. Who would have guessed you can have fun in the play queue without ranked standard? Yeah, this is kind of a cool deck. I would not blow all your wild cards on it. It did well in a single best of 3 tournament. I don't think, you know, there might be some crazy combos we missed here. Just because I'm not a super expert in this deck. But for the most part, like, I think you're trying to bend the Researcher and use that to tap stuff down or untap stuff. The Cauldron is cool. We didn't get to see the Merfolk pop off, but if you have a lot of mana late game, obviously you can sink a lot of mana into this and draw a bunch of cards and put counters on stuff. I really like the Hexcatcher. The +1 Lord is cool for 2 mana, and the Flash is cool, and then the sack any Merfolk, including the tokens, to counter a target spell unless they pay 1 was really good against the Awakening deck, and probably against other stuff too, like even that final Rakdos Reanimator deck. Schooner definitely put in work. I mean, if you can be on the play, and you can be tempo-y, and you can play stuff and tap stuff and bounce stuff and get the Schooner going, I think that's pretty cool. Kiora is strong. It's kind of weird. I had a hard time milling a bunch of cards for her. I feel like if I had better ways to mill, obviously you're supposed to get a lot of like surveils off the scouts and the splunkers. In 8/8 hits hard, and 1 of Velocity is weird. I mean, it paired really well with the Pilgrimage the one time we saw it come down. So yeah, here's the sideboard. I didn't play it. Cool. That's it for today. As always, have a great day. Like and subscribe and comments, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully at 5 p.m. today for the next anime episode, if I get my shit together.